Hey, good morning and welcome to JT in the Raw show 24. Hope everybody's had an awesome week. I am so much warmer now that I'm back here in Australia. I think yesterday in Sydney it was 35 degrees Celsius. Last Friday, I was in New York and I think it was 35 degrees Fahrenheit. It was freezing. This week's show, let me tell you this week about the latest booklet that I'm reading. I'm going to answer an hashtag AskJT question on staff accountability. I'm going to tell you what I'm up to next week and leading into to Christmas. So as I said, last Friday, I was freezing my butt off in Times Square, New York City. If you missed show 23 and want to see some sights and some sounds and highlights in New York, just put down in the comments 23 and I'll flick you the link to be able to watch last week's show. Remember I said last week that I'd been out and worked out at the fitting room and had a session at Con Body as well. Well, on the Friday I headed to IMAX Shift, which is a spin studio in an IMAX theatre. So like this massive screen and you've got the tiered seating. It was a pretty awesome experience. Then I backed up again that Friday night and I went to another studio which is called Act in Motion. Did a really weird sort of workout. It was fairly incredible. We had like resist bands that we put up over a bar over our head, held it down, and we did step action, which was terrible because I don't have any coordination at all. So I was all over the shop completely. But it was a really good workout. And then on Saturday morning, I went to another gym studio called Tone House. And to be honest, it was probably the coolest looking place next to the fitting room I've been to in New York. It was also the hardest workout I have ever had. Oh my God, it rocked as a workout, but I was that close to vomiting. It was unbelievable. So, good morning, Hillary. Morning, Angus. Morning, Lisa Simone, all the way from Canada. Hope you're doing great. Okay. Hey Simon, how you doing? Okay, so let me just sort of talk about this for just a moment. Every gym workout, every gym that I went to in New York City was different. Every studio was different. Was one better than another? I don't really think so. I think some were more suited to me and what results that I was trying to achieve and what I'm trying to do with my fitness, but I don't think any one was better than another. They were just different. And I think that's a great lesson for everybody in business, no matter what business you're in. Forget about being better and start competing on different. Who is the better gym? Who is the better personal trainer? Who is the better real estate agent? Who is the better widget maker? Who is the better clothing designer? Forget about that. Focus on being different. Make a decision to go with your niche. Focus on that niche or that target group. Understand what they want, and that is your difference. My challenge for you, regardless of whatever business you're in, is to compete on different, not on better. Okay, morning, Scotty Gresh, and hi, Greg Porter. How are you guys? So while I was in New York, obviously I was meeting with my round table colleagues and facilitators, and Mark from Baltimore, he shared a book called this, which I know is back to front for you guys. You win in the locker room first. It's a great book, really cool, and I actually found it in Barnes and Noble while in Santa Monica. Barnes and Noble is this massive bookstore. It's huge. And look, by the way, let's just talk about bookstores for a moment. I know no one goes into them anymore. I know hardly any of them exist. But old school, how good is it to walk into a bookshop, pick up any book, flick through the pages, smell the print, feel the crispness of those pages, open pages randomly and just have a read? How good is that? It's so different to buying something on Amazon or just online. It's quite bizarre. So it was a great experience. You know, if you think it's a cool experience going to a bookshop as well, just hit like right now and maybe we can bring back some bookstores. Hit like if you like going in a bookstore and flicking through pages. Go. Okay, so this book here, it's very cool. I'm loving it. I'm about halfway through. It's dog-eared. It's highlighted. It's very, very cool. I love it. There's some really great tips, and the theme of the book is about the 7 C's to building a winning team. And those 7 C's are culture, contagious, consistent, communicate, connect, commitment, and care. Do you want me to tell you those ones again? Culture, contagious, consistent, communicate, commitment, connect, and care. Morning PK, morning Eugene, morning Alicia. No, they're not big. We don't have a lot of big stores, Lisa Simone, in Australia. They're almost all gone. And when I'm reading this book, it's all about timing. All about timing. And I was doing my initial coaching session with a brand new client that I got this week. And she's just taken over as the club manager. And she was asking me the importance of culture. And I said to her this, learning straight from this book, I said that culture will be the driving force that creates the resilience, the toughness, the passion, and the attitude to overcome obstacles and challenges. That's how important culture is in your organisation. I explained to her that culture drives expectations and beliefs. Expectations and beliefs drive behaviour. Behaviours drive habits. Habits create the future. So let me explain that again. Culture drives expectations and belief. Expectations and beliefs drives behaviour. Behaviours drive habits. Habits create the future and the success. Morning, Leslie. Morning, Johnny Wan. Morning, JP Richard. So she asked me, so where do I start with this whole concept of culture? Morning, Tony Bird. Great to have you on board, Tony. I think this might be your first show. So welcome. I said, look, your culture is what you stand for. What do you want to be known for? What do you want to be world famous for? That's what your culture is. And when you know the answer to that, then you will attract the right people to work for you, because those people will also stand for the same thing. Apple is famous for saying culture beats strategy. So my suggestion to her as a new club manager, and my suggestion to you guys as we draw a close to the end of 2017 and we start 2016 and we move into 2017, is to really start to self-evaluate your culture and really focus on culture, then worry about strategy. Morning, Carol, all the way from Dubbo. Great to see you checking in. Morning, Ann Coppins. I'm thinking of you, Anne. I read your Facebook post the other day, and I know you're going through some challenges, so I'm really thinking of you. You've been great for us, and I really appreciate all your help. For those that are watching, Ann Coppins is from Gamification Nation. She rocks, and she can help you set up gamification in your business. Okay, so this is a really enjoyable book. If you want me to I can put in comments the link to that book so you can buy it. Just put in the comments below, locker room, and I'll send you the link so that you can buy the book online, of course, because there's probably no bookstores nearby. But I'll send you the link to it. It's an awesome book. I love it. I'm a sporting person. It's a lot of stories about NFL, American football, but I really reckon you should read it because you can learn a lot about your organisation. So yeah, just pop locker room in the comments below and I'll flick you the link. Okay, this week's hashtag Ask JT. Remember, you can ask me any questions you like about work or business and I'll try and answer it. Don't ask me too many questions about life because I'm not real good at life. Morning, Stace. How you going? Hey, everybody, a big shout out to Stace this week. Stacey, who works for us, she runs our mystery shopping program. She just sold some mystery shopping in New Zealand, our first overseas clients. We are stoked to be working with Anytime Fitness in New Zealand doing mystery shopping. If you want to know about mystery shopping and you're in the fitness industry, just put mystery shopping in the comments below and I'll get Stacey to have a chat to you. Okay, so hashtag Ask JT this week comes from Melissa in Adelaide, who asked, I know I should, but I struggle to keep my staff accountable. Any tips? Hey, great question, Melissa. And let me suggest keeping your staff accountable starts with you. Keeping your staff accountable starts with you. No matter what role you are in your business, if you're managing people, you got to be managing them around their accountability. You are the leader of those people. You must be consistent in your behaviour. You must be consistent in your leadership style, Melissa. Your style, your approach, your attitude, your philosophy, and your tactics as a leader. If you are inconsistent as a leader, Melissa, you lose the trust of your team. And when you lose the trust of your team, you're going to lose the game. Morning, Jace Lawrence. How you going? Hope your new job's going great and you're kicking some goals early on. Now, despite the lows of adversity and the highs of success, you have to remain consistent in your feedback, Melissa. So I'd suggest for every staff member, they have 3 numbers, only 3 numbers that they need to focus on. Now, those 3 numbers can have 3 levels. They can have their BAM number, their bare ass minimum number that they have to hit to keep their job. They can have a target and they can have a goal. I talked about these last week in show 23. If you missed last week, just put 23 in the comments below and I'll send you the link to show 23 where you can learn about goals, what BAM goals are, what targets are, and what BHAGs are. Now, your role, Melissa, as the leader and holding people accountable is really simple. You need to be their cheerleader if they are hitting their goals. If they're hitting their targets, if they're hitting their BAM, you're their cheerleader. If they're not doing that, your role as the leader is to be their coach. Your job is to coach them to success. You need to monitor those numbers weekly. Some numbers you might want to monitor daily, but you need to be keeping an eye on those numbers. The faster the feedback on the numbers, the more accountable they're going to be. This is your role, Melissa. And my big tip for you around holding them accountable is face to face. You can't beat holding your team accountable face to face. It's way more powerful than talking to them via phone or emailing them because you can see their body language. You can determine whether they're engaging, their authenticity, and whether they're listening to you. You need to be consistent, Melissa, in your accountability. That's my answer to Ask JT this week on holding your team accountable. If you have any questions that you want answered in relation to business or work, just put in comments below the question. I'll answer it next week maybe, or I'll shoot you an email. Shoot me an email, Facebook me, whatever. Hashtag AskJT. I'm here to help you guys out. Okay, next week. Wow, I got a big week on. I have my last coaching sessions for the year with Amy, Sylvia, Manny, Lockie, and Chris. Actually, I think I've got 2 Chris's next week, not just one. I'm running an orientation session for Amanda, Cam, and Aaron, who are going to be new members on the club owners roundtable, which, by the way, has a couple of vacancies left if you're interested in joining in 2017. What else? So this is really exciting. What else can I tell you about Industry Leaders Roundtable? I love it. It's very exciting. Anyway, okay. I'm off to Stable Base in Melbourne on Wednesday for the grand opening of Greg Stable Base, Greg's business. Greg's a member of the Victorian Industry Leaders Roundtable for personal trainers, and he's got a brand new studio opening. So I'm going out to check that out. And then on Thursday and Friday are my last roundtables for the year for the Victorian PTs and then the New South Wales PTs. We've got a pretty action-packed day. We're going to be working on a couple of forms that I put together based on Vern Harnish's book, Scaling Up. Great book. If you want a link to that, just put Scaling Up in the comments below and I'll send you the link. Or if you want my version of what he does, I'm happy to send you that as well. And basically what we're doing is we're talking about vision, we're talking about core values, we're talking about our key business initiatives, all for 2017. So I'm going to be briefing them. Then they have homework over Christmas to present that in February. So that's going to be pretty cool. I don't think they realise how hard it's going to be to complete. So anyway, if you want to join Industry Leaders Roundtable and you're a personal trainer, feel free to just put ILR in the comments below and I'll shoot you some information. We can have a chat and maybe you can get started in the roundtable next year. Okay, what else can I tell you? I think that's about all for my week. Oh, one other thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm working on my 2017 theme. I always like to have one word that unifies my organisation, helps galvanise all my clients, and helps galvanise the fitness industry. So I'm just looking for a phrase or a word that puts it together, and I have come up with it. I'm not going to tell you what it is today because I'm just going to be working on it and refining it. Suffice to say, I got some great insights from Gary Vaynerchuk. So when it goes live, I'll be thanking him because it is going to be very cool. Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in today. Hi, Prue. I will certainly pass that message on to Lilybell. Okay, before I finish up, if you got any value out of today's show, I would love you to share it. Please Share the show by just putting anybody's name in the comments below. They'll get to see the show. I'd really love it if you would share anything we talked about today around holding staff accountable, talking about numbers, even recommending that book. Remember, I'm happy to share this book with you. Just put Locker Room in the comments below and I will send you the link to that show. Okay, let's finish off with Quote of the Week. It's a simple quote. It's not a hard quote, but if you get it right, will mean that 2017 will be your best year ever. I guarantee it. Your best year ever. Okay, here it is. It all starts with culture. One team, one culture. It all starts with culture. One team, one culture. Thanks for tuning in to JT and the Raw, show 24. Love doing these shows. Love helping you guys out. Please share it. I really appreciate it if you do. I'll see you next Friday, 8 a.m. Sydney time, 4 p.m. New York time, 1 p.m. in LA. Jump online. Love to see you. Have an awesome weekend. Catch you guys later. Bye.